Show starting.
Where's Michael? We can't start without Michael. Oh, here he is. Oh, yay! And let the show begin.
What up, YouTube? Today's video is going to be the first video of an upcoming series that we are doing on the truth about buffering. In this series, we are going to reveal some facts that most content creators don't bring up when they cover this topic. This is going to be a heavy solution-based series, but it will require some education that will be factual for years to come, because we are going to get down to the fundamentals of what it takes to stream 4K movies, 4K TV shows, and 4K video games without any hiccups. You may already know about some of the components that contribute to buffering that you probably heard in other videos, but we are near certain we are going to show you some things that you never thought of or heard about before. With all that being said, let's jump right in. All right, let's not waste any time.
Don't waste my time!
So, to start the series off properly, we got to get down to the core components of telecommunications. So, we have to start with the fundamentals of how the internet is delivered to your home. I think a lot of you may not understand how all this really works, and based on my interaction with some of you, I can tell that some of you have convinced yourself, or maybe someone else convinced you, that all you need is one piece of software, or this one device, or this one modem or router or extender to completely eliminate buffering 100%. But I'm here to tell you, like most things, it's usually a combination of problems showing symptoms at the same time. So let's start at the source, the neighborhood that you live in. The neighborhood that you chose to live in can drastically affect your internet reliability. Some neighborhoods are known to have horrible internet connections that cannot be easily fixed.
Well, for the month of March, we've been out 5 times, and it's only the 10th of March.
April Jones is a contract administrator and has to have internet service for her job. Her daughter's in 3rd grade.
I'm trying to get on Google Classroom.
We spent all of Monday making up work that she missed because our internet is always out throughout the month.
And then, starting Monday afternoon, it was out for more than 24 hours straight.
I miss work, my daughter missed school. It's very frustrating.
Jones says when she lost service for half of October, Cox deducted more than half from her normal $300 bill.
They keep giving me credit. I don't want credit. I need internet service.
And so do her neighbors, James and Lindsay Terra. She was recently able to complete her engineering degree, well, just barely.
It definitely interfered with that, and it was hard. I had to use his hotspot a lot of the times because we didn't have reliable internet to be able to take exams, do my assignments, everything like that.
He's a Navy electronics technician and knows how to test the speed of the service coming in.
It's not cheap paying for internet, and especially paying for the highest package of internet that they have, and we're not getting anywhere close to that.
They say Cox has responded but hasn't been able to solve the problem.
They had replaced some of the exterior stuff, saying, oh, it might be bad. They gave me a brand new modem. That didn't do anything. Gave me a second one just in case the first one wasn't working right. That didn't do anything.
We've reached out to Cox officials to find out what they're doing about these problems. We'll have any update tonight at 6 and post it on wavy.com.
As you can see, what happened to these people who chose Cox Communications as their internet service provider. The first major component we need to zero in on is the tap cable and the drop cable. This is the cable that delivers the main digital signal to your home. Now, obviously, some neighborhood drop cables and main taps are in better shape than others. I know some of you will say this isn't as important as I'm making it out to be, but I disagree. If you have a bad main cable, then no matter how good your modem is, or your router is, or your device is, or how fast your internet speed is, none of it will matter. A Ferrari without gas can't drive.
Okay, so yeah, it's confirmed that this wire is bad. Plugged this wire into the meter and my meter was not loading up all the way. So I'm definitely gonna have to swap out this wire.
The only way to alleviate this drop cable problem is to raise an inquiry with your ISP to make sure that they recently inspected your cables, or switch to an ISP that is using fiber optic cabling, which is the best technology available at the time of the making of this video. The next important source of buffering is, you guessed it, you are being throttled based on your behavior, or because a neighbor is using the ISP's service excessively. Yes, this actually happened. We covered this in a separate video, link in the description, or click the card up above. You can also be throttled on accident, meaning that there may be a systemic glitch in your ISP system that affects you alone or your whole neighborhood, like we seen in the previous clip. Now, let me be clear, that only covers being throttled by your ISP. If you didn't know, then let me be the first to tell you that your favorite streaming service like Netflix, Hulu, and HBO have admitted to throttling customers, and so has some device manufacturers like Apple. The only way to know if you are being throttled, by throttling we mean you feel like your connection is slower than usual, is to use a VPN. If you use third-party apps, it is unwise to not use a VPN. You can support this channel by using our link in the description box below at no extra cost to you. The final cost for buffering for this video is not having enough bandwidth to handle all the devices that you have in your home. This is especially important for your devices that use the most bandwidth, like your streaming devices, video games, and smart TVs. You also need more bandwidth speed to power through the cycles of ghost throttling that we all encounter at some point. It's just the way it is, guys. More bandwidth juice will also be needed to properly run your VPN, especially during internet rush hour. Now, the obvious fix for this problem is to test your bandwidth capacity by turning on all your devices during internet rush hour and monitor your performance on those devices. See if you can notice any glitches and especially any buffering. We can also use the internet speed test to create benchmarks and baselines to see how the change happens over time. If you didn't know, we don't really trust speed tests as much as other content creators on this channel. We go into great detail about the issues with speed tests in a separate video, link in the description. After those performance tests and speed tests, you should contact your ISP and see if there is a better bandwidth plan for your home and your devices. There will be multiple parts to this series. In part 2, we will uncover the real issues with Wi-Fi management and how your device's core performance components can affect your viewing experience. Alright guys, that does it for this video. Support the channel by liking, subscribing, and using our VPN link and our password manager link in the description box below if you don't have these services yet. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.